Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Emmett.
And I'm Joe.
And we are the UFOBROS. And absolutely, we're coming at you live from the facility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And let me tell you what a facility it is for those of you tuning. Actually, wait, you know what, Joe? People don't tune in anymore.
No, they don't.
It's, if you're subscribing for the first time, we are at the facility. It is a 24/7 facility that includes regular security tours and regular debriefings, and it is a highly hostile situation. However,
access granted.
Yes, we find the time to sneak away and talk about the things that we love, like aliens and UFOs. Now, while we do it in a silly way, we do it in a silly way, Joe, don't we?
Yes, we do.
While we do it in a silly way, we do it because we love it. You know, we try to go to everything we can imagine UFO related.
Yes, we do.
You know, let's talk about, we've been to Roswell, Joe.
Yeah, that was a fun trip.
We've been to Area 51.
Area 51, very
We've been to Alien Con.
Connie.
We've been to various UFO sighting locations.
Excursions.
Excursions, as we like to call them, excursions. And recently, we've been at the world premiere of Dr. Steven Greer's newest documentary about the alien presence, titled Unacknowledged. Why? Why is there a toilet flush, Joe?
I don't know. You said the magic word.
What was the magic word?
I don't remember. But that was some...
What did you think of it?
It was an eye-opener. It's truly, it is a point of disclosure. If confirmation, I don't think you need any more.
I think that the documentary was very well put together. And ultimately, the contents that the contents of the film are all, every single piece seems to me to be explosive in terms of
pretty much
what the reality is, because every single person that's interviewed is very high up in the the chain of command. The command of Chand. What the hell is that? That sounds like some kind of Buddhist bullshit. Anyway, they're the highest up on the chain of command of various branches and levels of the U.S. military, as well as Canadian military, as well as, the list goes on and on of the countries.
It's definitely something that you should. Well, me and Emmett got.
Well, we can't give. Well,
hold on.
Don't tell them what they should do. No. Yeah, we got. Hey, what's the guy? So, go ahead. What were you saying, Joe? Well,
what I was saying was
a little
that
bit of wine.
We experienced something that nobody else will, because it'll never be put out like that way. You're going to have to only see it one way.
What do you mean? Tell me more about this.
You know, we went and saw him. They're not going to put that out in movie theaters. You're going to have to watch it digitally. We got to see it live on a big old screen.
And we got to see Dr. Greer.
Yeah, he was like about 4 feet from us. He looked at us.
We're not going to tell him the whole story yet.
Why?
Because Joe, we're only 4 minutes into the frickin' show. We can't give it all away in the beginning. You got to learn some kind.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it looks as though Joe has Joe has the frickin' soundboard again. Hopefully, we'll have some appearances from various celebrities. That tends to happen. We're going to share a little secret. Not entirely, but we're just going to give you guys a little hint of something super awesome.
We're not for sure,
but something super awesome that we got to do while we were at LA and while we were preparing for the premiere of Unacknowledged. We got to go into a meeting with somebody very special.
Very special.
And if everything works out, it could be so cool for the UFO bros and the followers, and what that means to our contribution to disclosure, Joe. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
And that's ultimately what we're looking for. We're looking for
answers just as much as everyone else, even though, you know, you just... fucking man.
You don't even remember what you were going to say. I can see it in your eyes. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what you get when you're having an adult evening. Oh my gracious. So, I mean, I think, Joe, we play a bigger part in disclosure than most people might think. And I say that because...
We're not just comedy, even though we are comedy, but look, we're not.
Right. We always tell people, Joe, we are literally tripping and crashing our way into ufology.
We are.
And we're having a freaking great time along the way. You only live once. Exactly. Joe and I will have a full head of gray hair soon enough. We can be professorial and preach our UFO gospel and those sorts of things at another time. Right now, we're going to go out on private land, whether they like it or not, and spend the night.
Exactly.
Like we did at Roswell.
Damn!
It's true. We have a Roswell fetish, if you will.
Well, not we were talking about in LA. Remember, you completely grazed right by that.
We're like in a totally different place now.
Well,
so
getting back to...
Well, we went to... Okay, so our day was... First of all, we got coffee. Oh, wait, no. We went to the mall looking for UFO and alien gear at Spencer's. And it was like freaking 30 minutes away.
Yeah, 30 minutes away. We got there, and there's absolutely nothing in the store. So we're hungry, so basically drove 30 minutes to eat a $10 salad.
Go ahead and give me this set. There we go. That is exactly how we felt. And by the way, on our excursion, we drank way too much soda and way too much sugar.
Oh, way too much.
We're already fat enough, and we don't need to be doing that. I know what you're all thinking.
Ho, ho, ho!
Exactly, that we look like two Santa Clauses. I know what you're thinking. I already know people. And we're working on that. We've made a commitment to cut back sugar, except for tonight because I'm having a little bit of wine. And,
He's whining.
Well, I think it's funny when we're actually going to start talking about what happened when we got to Unacknowledged. But before we do that, we're going to talk about what's going on social media, Joe. I'm going to turn.
You're still just floated by. People want to know, why did we go to this place?
What place?
The production place.
We went to this place in this meeting because it could potentially have to do with the future of UFOBROS TV, and that's all I got to say.
That's all. Actually, you know what? That is actually...
Is that fair enough?
That's straight to the point.
And it's not negative.
No.
It's fantastically amazing.
It's out of the middle of the blue.
We can't talk about nothing. We can't talk about anything or nothing. But what we can say is, you know, we're working hard.
It's explosive.
All I know is we enjoy what we do, and we're passionate, and we think that a lot of our followers and listeners are too. As an example, coming back from the premiere today, talking to AJ for what, an hour and a half on the phone?
Oh, yeah, at least.
Oh, my God. I love that guy.
Enjoy it.
That guy is very, very intellectual, and he has a lot of very interesting insight.
You can tell he's very passionate about it, too.
I know, and I love it. And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything better than talking to somebody who's equally passionate about this subject as we are.
Oh, yeah.
And AJ is just so much fun. And I don't know about you, Joe, but I love hearing him go on a rant.
Yeah, and it's
just garbage. It's garbage. That's my AJ impression. Only because I love the guy.
What is it, Long Island?
Long Island, yeah.
Ugh.
Access denied.
Well, I know I tried, but hopefully we can get AJ on tonight and he can show us a better East Coast, yeah.
Access granted.
Thank you. I'm glad that I have your approval. Can we take a moment and talk about my iPad and what happened to it? Can you stop?
Okay.
Thank you. In the middle of the night, I had to go pee. This is a story. I got up. Everything was fine. I made it to the toilet. But on my way back to the bed, I stepped on a rather sturdy platform.
You're like, oh, this feels nice.
This is nice. Let me just keep putting my whole fucking weight on it. Got in the bed. Woke up only to find out that I put a big-ass dent in the back of my fucking iPad Pro. And it's pushing on the glass and making a red, like...
It's not that bad. You can still use it.
Well, we're using it right now, but it still pisses me off. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
I went to go for a piss. I stepped on it, and it pisses me off. Right. And by the way, I'm trying to hop in the chat room, Joe, but the software seems to be freezing, and I cannot switch over into the chat room. So, unfortunately, for any of you that are in the chat room, I love you.
If you guys have any comments or questions, just leave them down at our YouTube channel.
Or, tweet us.
Or
tweet us right now.
Right now. Or Instagram us.
Keep talking, Joe.
Shut the or go on YouTube. Everything's /UFOBROS TV. But leave us comments, and we check all of our social media 500 times a day. So we're constantly looking, we're constantly following people, just getting in on it. Just leave a comment, YouTube, anywhere. We'll definitely answer you back. No, that's our best ability.
We do our best. I will admit, we had a moment where we were so busy that, unfortunately, UFOBROS
kind of on the back burner.
I know Joe was pulling multiple 12-hour shifts back to back.
Oh, yeah.
And it was absolutely necessary. And, of course, one of those things, there was nothing you could do about it. So, in addition to me, I was pulling multiple 12-hour shifts as well. And, we were just working.
Yeah, it's just one of those, yeah.
But,
it's a mystery.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Absolutely a mystery. I'm going to have a little thitty-thip.
Access denied.
I would appreciate an access granted on the fact that this is a lovely Merlot.
Access granted.
Thank you. I'm going to have a sip. All right. And we're back. How's everybody doing? I know. I think that's about where we're at right now. I did tweet, but let's go over to social media, Joe, because
we got a lot of...
there's like 4 people that really care about us. Like, as an example, Brad Azevedo has given us some love on Twitter. Thank you so much. And also, KMWA, which is Psychic... at Psychic Wah, W-A-U-G-H. You're the bomb.
Yeah.
Giving us tweet love. Aliens Unearthed. Thank you. And like I said, we are on Twitter. For those of you who are not following us, Joe, tell them about that.
If you're not following us on Twitter, it's because you probably can't find us, because we're not at UFOBROS. We're at UF0 Bros TV.
That's right.
As it were. Maybe.
And thank you, Reverend John Polk. I didn't think we would have a reverend. And Jeffrey Green gave us some retweet love. I love retweets. Like James Northheimer, Jeffrey Green, and, Olivia, Matt, Augustin C. Thank you. And just because I'm sure a lot of people are listening that it's probably not those people, but you got to hear it. We got to tell people how much we appreciate them.
We also want to tell everybody that we're going to say on the show that we're going to contact the desert.
We are going to contact... You know what? We're going to talk about that at probably the third part of the show. So, I'm heading over to Twitter. And moving my way over to Instagram.
Well, I'm on Instagram right now.
Sergio and Kafumato, thank you. Also, Miss K Art. By the way, there's underscores between those words. She is a new follower, and we love those. Jerry WV2020.
Hot Pink 214.
Asking us about when Unacknowledged will be available digitally, like we fucking know, like we work for the film. But hey, I gave him the love. I told him it's going to be in May. Christopher Blake Johnson, thank you. By the way, did you know, Joe, we have some Emmy Award-winning producers following us. Did you know that we also have staff from various other, paranormal shows following us and retweeting and talking to us?
That's awesome.
You already knew that.
Yeah. Hey, you guys.
We've only been doing this since November of 2016. And for those of you who don't know, we came together because we went through a really bad divorce of our significant others.
At the exact same time, which is weird.
Weirdest thing ever. We were both homeless, actually, for several weeks. And that's what prompted us to go to Roswell. And you know what? We've never told anybody that
Area
before.
51 first, and then a few days later, we went to Roswell.
Yes. And we used that as living. I mean, we lived it, we breathed it, we immersed ourselves completely 100% in it.
We blew up tires in it.
The most important thing, Joe, was that we got to know each other. I mean, it had been, 10 plus years
12 years.
Easily.
Since because of how you were with your work and your business and me and mine, and it was too busy.
I know. And then you had children come out of somebody's vajay.
Hey!
Oh, sorry. But seriously, all jokes aside, 2 different lives, 2 different lifestyles. We were both doing our thing. We were present. I'm not lying. I'm not being a baby. I'm just saying we were doing the adult thing. We were putting our lives together. We were with our significant others. We were building businesses. We were building lives. And then, here we are in our mid-30s, and we hit a new lease on life.
I just turned 35 today.
Congratulations, Joe. Hold on. Hold on.
Don't even think about it.
Oh, yes. I'm going to do it. you Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
I think you guys might want to close your ears on this one because
happy birthday. Ow! Ow! No! That is not okay to play that frequency.
See? Everybody?
Listen, I already gave myself a round of applause. I don't need you, to...
Stepping on your mojo?
But look, you're my best friend.
Yep.
And I tell you everything, you tell me everything, and we're really helping each other through this next transition in our lives.
Yes.
And I'm grateful to you. And I'm telling you, when we get on the road, man, I feel like we are just exactly where we're supposed to be.
Yep. We are.
Whether it's Roswell, Area 51, various sort of like UFO sighting areas within Northern California, also along Arizona and Los Angeles, Bay Area. We've been to several places where we are looking to experience the phenomenon.
And I think that's very important for us, for actually everybody to do that. This is what I really planned wanted to do was to go to every single major crash site in the United States. Just one big circle. And just get all the information, talk to the townsfolk, maybe old elderly Grandma Betty, talking about, her uncles found the piece or something, and she pulls it out of a book or something, and stuff like that. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, we're not quite ready to get into...
This is what
Well, actually, you know what? We're at a point in the probecast that we can actually get into the unacknowledged documentaries. Let's go ahead and do that. And then, we'll cover other things at the end. How does that sound?
He's producing the wrong layout tonight. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's going off the flim. He's going off the fly.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Do you program the show?
Yes!
No, you don't. You're full of the crapola, bro. You don't program.
No.
You just show up.
Yes!
Yes, that's correct. You just show up, clip on a microphone, and go, blah, 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 and that's it.
Yes!
And I love it, and that's why I love you.
No!
Yes, I do. I think it was funny. I think it was
I just did
funny.
a whole sentence without having to say a damn word.
I know, and that's the beauty of your ability with that exactly soundboard. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on our way to the unacknowledged, right? We're driving.
Yeah, we drove 6 hours to get there.
Wait, why do I get crickets?
I don't know, because you're cracky.
What do you mean by cracky?
I have no clue.
Is it my voice is cracky?
No, let's just go. Come on.
That's a weird thing to say, cracky. That makes people think that maybe I do crack or something.
No.
You do. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to say this. For those of you who have watched the On the Road to Roswell episode, if only you knew how much of Joe's ass crack I had to edit out of that thing. I think you would probably appreciate those.
Why are you bringing that up? That's
You're the one that brought up crack.
I said cracky.
Well,
Like
the word
crazy.
crack is in there.
Yeah, I understand it's in there, but the problem is that is completely off topic.
You can't go along saying any words you want. We have tens of people that listen to this probecast. It's true. So, and we're on the road, and we're heading down south. As you know, we're Northern California. We're going along the most beautiful stretches of highway. We're having the most fabulous time. We're singing. Joe is doing the robot and acting crazy. So, I go, let's pull off near the location. So let's get to where the premiere is, and we'll find somewhere to pull off and sleep. The whole time we're going there, Joe's saying what?
I'm like, okay, I think we should do it while we're like up in the grapevine. Let's find a place up there.
Yeah.
So
and I'm like,
no,
I don't wanna. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So
I was like, okay, just like we talked about the money thing. I'm like, okay.
He was like, okay. And so here we are going down this road, and we start to slowly see more tents on the side of the street. And the tents start to tent, T-E-N-T, people living in tents. And then you start to see that grow. And then before you know it, what? What do we see on the street?
You see, it's probably 20 foot high by 15 feet wide.
Trash pile.
Trash bags,
just on the.
It smelled like a diaper bin driving down the road.
Quite literally near the middle of the road, in frickin' like just in the outskirts of downtown Los Angeles. Okay, so we're going down,
passing Hollywood, yeah.
Driving down. There's people wanting to clean our windshield or whatever. We're heading down. The smell, you guys.
It's horrible.
I can't even describe the scent. And by the way, it makes me feel really bad for people living in that area. I mean, I couldn't imagine living amongst that trash and among those scents. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's gentrification. Are you familiar with that term?
Oh, no.
Gentrification.
I can only imagine.
Gentrification is when a city, county, whatever, allows a certain area to become so old, so run down, and so gross that the cost to buy out the areas and rebuild is near nothing. Well, not nothing, but so low compared to like a more upscale sort of area. So what that means is those areas, while they're now what we say gentrified, at some point in the future, we hope that those would be probably, you know, new booming businesses. Maybe there'll be a Marie Callender's. Maybe there will be an Olive Garden. Maybe there will be a Chipotle. Maybe there will be a Boston Market. Maybe there'll be a Macy's. Maybe there'll be a Mervyn's. Maybe there'll be a TJ Maxx. You should go. The point is, they let that shit die. They break it down, and then they rebuild. Soda SoPal. If you've seen South Park, it's Soda SoPal over and over again. Thank you.
Well, so then we turn around. I'm like, okay, let's just keep going. Maybe we'll pass it, find somewhere else.
Can I pause you? I just want to go back in time for a moment, because from the very start of this entire journey, Joe has been telling me, where are we going to sleep? The whole time. Where are we going to sleep? Where are we going to pull off? Where are we going to sleep? And I'm like, shut up, man, shut up. It's going to be fine. Continue with your story.
Yeah, so I'm just like, we need to figure out what we're going to do. So, so we keep going, then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, where are we at now? He's like, if we
Compton.
If we go any farther, we're going to Compton. I'm like, okay, well, he's like, okay, let's go right. Nope, that's Inglewood.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let's turn around, go back past the trash pile, turn left at the old lady with the squeegee, then turn right onto 10 Highway, and then finally hit the freeway, go back up the mountain a little bit.
But we kept going the wrong way on the freeway for like 40 minutes.
It was like 40 minutes, yeah.
We were going back and forth, and
we ended up at a golf course to camp out.
And we were like, fuck it. And then Joe took a poopity-doo out in the middle of nowhere. It was amazing. Joe likes to poo out in the middle of nowhere. I think it's fantastic. So anyway.
You gotta go.
You gotta go. So here we are. The next day. We're doing our thing. We go to the coffee bean. We go to our super important meeting. Then, we get some sushi. It's pretty good. I just want to say. Here we come. Down into downtown Hollywood. Making our way to the Unacknowledged premiere. Pull in, get into the parking garage. We're really so excited. We're like, woo! Like, the Keystone outside says Unacknowledged. Big as hell. Big, like 5-foot letters or whatever. We go in. There's probably a couple hundred people. The moment we walk in, some guy turns to us and says, "Oh, are you guys celebrities? Here's the VIP ticket. Are you celebrities?" And I'm like, "Well, kinda."
Yeah. So
Joe goes,
he's like, "Okay, so you need to go up to the back." He's like, "Wait a minute.
"Wait a minute. Are you? Well, this is for VIP only." And we were like, "Well, whatever." On second thought, Joe, I wish we just took that VIP and went upstairs and done the red carpet. We should have just done it.
Done it and filmed it.
Because we were like, well, we feel like we're celebrities. I don't know. Whatever. Do you think we're celebrities? And we're having fun with it. And then we go up, and of course, Greer has the spread.
Yeah.
He's got the books. He's got the t-shirts. He's got the tote bags. He's got the posters. He's got the signed posters. He's got the signed books. I mean, there is plenty of shit to buy.
Yeah, you bought a book.
And so I bought a book with his signature in it. I just wanted to say. Because, Joe, we love Daddy. We are the sons of ufology. He is the father of
ufology. To do with that. That would be all you, not me.
By the way, later on in our probecast, we're going to talk about our very interesting interaction with Mr. Greer. So let's talk about the Unacknowledged documentary. We go in.
Yeah, which everybody's waiting for 50 minutes in.
Right. Greer comes out. We're like 4 feet from him.
Yeah, we're right up close. We got in front. Which is good and bad. And
it was good for...
It was good to see him up front, but watching the movie, I just kept going during the movie. These are great seats because Steven Greer's teeth were like 20 feet high. They were giant.
I can't even handle you right now.
I was like, man, that's a big mouth. And then you got to read the screen from left to right.
That's a big mouth.
That's a big mouth. And you're looking up, you got a crick in your neck for 2 hours. I'm like, great seats. Like,
just the whole time.
The whole
He's
time
like,
I just really quietly, these are great seats.
And the whole time I'm going, sorry. Because we had fantastic seats, like way at the top where we could see the screen. Mm-hmm. But when I heard that Greer was going to be speaking, I'm like, we need to go down front. And we got front row, Joe.
Yep.
Could almost touch him.
He was staring at us pretty harshly. He's like, oh, no.
He kept looking at us.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he knew who we were. And there's a few reasons for that. Later on, we'll tell you another reason. But there was a security guard like 2 feet from us.
Yeah. Staring at us.
Staring at us and talking into his microphone. It was very strange. And Greer spoke. He was brilliant. It's fantastic. Of course, he's so appealing. He always has the right answers. He's charismatic. He's a great storyteller. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to him talk for 30 minutes. What about you?
Yeah.
It was interesting, right?
Yeah.
Hearing about these technologies and what they could do to change our lives on this planet and what they could mean for the future of our planet.
Everybody is if everybody wants to see this movie for some disclosure, and we're not going to talk about it because what we're going to do is under the podcast,
Probecast.
I call it the Prodigy Cast. I can
go with that.
Answer it there because you know why? I don't want to release anything from the movie.
No.
Until everybody's
that wouldn't be fair.
No, it wouldn't, because then it'd be a spoiler. I don't want to do that. But it was a good experience, and it's shocking.
It is shocking. Can we just talk about the one thing that we thought?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
No, listen. Okay, I won't go into detail, but I will say, if any of you are following the Disclosure Project and you're following Dr. Greer's work, I will tell you that if you've dived into the testimonials on their YouTube and on their website for most of these military professionals, you're going to find those testimonies in the actual film. The coolest thing was the newest testimonials, the newest experts, the newest people that claim to be involved in the cover-up of this entire phenomenon, UFOs, aliens, whatever you want to call it. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. There was one point in particular where one of these, I guess you could call them whistleblowers or people that have worked in these black operation projects, talked about understanding the power source from the extraterrestrial vehicles. And I'm just going to say that. It was super, super interesting.
Yeah, it was.
I dug it. I dug listening to people talk about the reverse engineering of alien technology. I loved hearing about people recovering alien bodies alien vehicles, describing the interfaces between the beings and the vehicles and how that worked. I thought that was so freaking interesting.
You are giving some spoilers.
No, I'm not. I haven't said anything specific, fuckface.
It doesn't matter if it's specific. They don't want to tell what goes on in the home.
Joe, everything I'm saying is common sense. There's beings, they interface with vehicles. And that's what I'm saying.
Access denied.
Well, the followers of UFOBROS TV are just going to have to watch it. And you know what?
Yep.
Dr. Greer, if you're listening, you blocked us on Twitter. Thus far, Joe and I have spent money, drumroll please, on tickets to the tickets to the movie. I bought your damn book for $50. I bought your damn pre-download of Unacknowledged off iTunes. We spent $100 at damn Contact in the Desert. We're going to Contact in the Desert. The least you could do is give me 2 minutes of your time and say hello, thank you for being supportive.
Access granted.
Well, that's not what happened. So, here we are.
It's all actually you, Emmett. It was all you.
Me, I know. I mean, I think that the title of the movie was more about you and me than anything else, because I don't know about you, but I felt so unacknowledged.
Yeah.
Even though we were acknowledged, and I'll tell you guys why. We left the lobby at the end of the movie. We rushed out. Everybody else is still in the theater. We rushed out. Why? Because Greer says,
meet me out.
if you meet me, come talk to me afterwards or tomorrow before I get on my flight. And tell me if you want to be a part of this, you want to be helpful in disclosure, if you have ideas. And I'm like, Joe and I are like, duh.
Sure.
We have tens of followers. I mean, we could do really something with this. So we're like, let's go talk to Dr. Greer. And I told Joe, hey, by the way, we're going to be standing around waiting to talk to Dr. Greer. I just want to give you a heads up on that. So I walk up. Here he is. His whole security detail surrounding him. He looks fantastic. And I say, excuse me, I'd like to say hi to Dr. Greer before I leave. I look at Dr. Greer. He's about 3 feet away from me. He looks at me. I say, hi, Dr. Greer. And Joe, what does he say?
He looks at Emmett and goes, hi. And looks back at his phone. Like, it's you. Go away.
I personally think he's annoyed by us.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and you know what? His followers have messaged us and told us it's because we look like the tinfoil hat-wearing kind of guys.
We are-ish.
Look, hold on. That may be on the first impression, but we really do have understanding of this phenomenon.
So that means he does know who
in
we
the
are.
basic sense.
He does know who we are.
He has to.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
It was easy.
Yeah. And, you know what? I can't get a hold of AJ. But nonetheless, I think that our conversation is interesting. But I definitely recommend any of you to pick up the book. Also, go ahead and download or get digitally the documentary.
Are we even getting paid for this? Did we get sponsored?
No.
Okay.
Why we're even helping Dr. Greer right now after the few burns we've had? Exactly, we're cuckoo. But you know what? That says we're greater than the issue. I think Joe and I have no problem showing up to maybe somewhere where we maybe feel uninvited or not welcome. But we do that because who cares? We're talking about UFOs, aliens, and the potential that the government is disclosing this from us, or not disclosing, but they're hiding it from us. And they're actively hiding, and they're actively participating.
But they're just slamming the door on us. Right in our face. We can't get that classification.
Well, I do feel a little like Dr. Greer's got to lighten up a little bit and understand what our true purpose is. Yes, Joe blows the alien on a regular basis to keep it inflated. Yes, we walk around with an inflated alien, but it's really only to draw attention to the subject at hand, which is... Oh boy, here we go. Oh, God.
Got it.
Thank you. Joe, well, fine. What's the issue at hand? Go ahead and tell him.
What issue?
which is the phenomenon, and that there is something happening. It's documented.
It's documented, but
It's on radars.
It's on radars. The problem is it's the media.
Exactly,
and also it's
how the executive branch is ran.
Exactly, which is illegal.
And what we find is these deep, dark projects are illegal. And that's a big reason why we're not getting disclosure. Because they're so secretive and so illegal that quite literally anybody alive that's been involved in this cover-up for the past 60, 70 years is potentially a candidate for a lawsuit or some kind of repercussions for hiding this and deceiving the American public.
I don't know why they're trying to keep this so hush-hush, because it needs to come out.
Keeping it hush-hush because there's $1 quadrillion on the line. There are businesses and factories that produce oil, petroleum, all sorts of things that run our country.
It's
the energy that runs our country.
$100 trillion
a year or something like that. Or billions a year. Tens of billions a year are disappeared, A. And there's hundreds of trillions of dollars a year and tied up in the
hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sit here.
What?
I am your father.
Thank you so much. Are you done, Joe?
Whatever.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I'm done.
Thank you. So, let me ask you this, Joe.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Unacknowledged?
For me, like...
And why?
Well, this is the thing, is that I am not like you. Well, I am kind of like you, but you watch every little interview, every little snippet, every little clip, you read all this. So for me, the average person that grabs this movie, their jaws are going to drop. Because it's just... Those are good, aren't they?
Oh my god, these are so good. Sorry, they're cheddar cheese puff thingies and I need to eat them. Continue, Joe.
There's so much information.
It's overwhelming. And I will tell you the cases that Dr. Greer brings forth and the insight and the depth he has to knowledge within the government says something. And it says something for our nation. It says something for our democracy, especially when the truth is revealed, is what I'm saying. When people realize that there is a cover-up,
they're just going to still think it's a hoax. They're always going to think it's a hoax. They don't care. It could be blatant right in front of them. Here it is. Oh, that picture's... That's
CGI.
Everybody could do that.
Well, it's interesting because the documentary also talks about the false flag initiative, which, by the way, we have covered on another podcast, so make sure you check that out so that you understand what a false flag is. But what Greer calls a cosmic false flag, which essentially is sabotaging yourself to make it look as though you are attacked by somebody else or to instigate issues with other people.
We're not getting into that right now.
No, we don't have the time.
Come on.
We don't have the time, Joe. We only have like less than 6 minutes left. Yes, we have time for flatulence, though. So what do you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
A 9.5. Because as an average person, this movie is not made for UFOlogists. It's not made for the UFO community. It's made for every single average person that does not know what's going on that needs to know.
I love it. You're so right. And that's what I got from
Yes!
it. And that's why I tell a lot of you fellow ufologists and researchers, if you're looking for a bombshell in Unacknowledged, you're more than likely not going to get it, especially if you are heavily researching this topic and you've already watched the testimonials. I will say, though, he does leave something for fellow ufologists and researchers. There is brand new testimonial in there that you need to watch. And it's interesting how they allude to...
It's only shown on this documentary.
Yes. So, and since in this, probecast we're talking specifically about Greer and, the Unacknowledged thing, give it a listen. I give it an 8. I give it an 8 out of 10.
I give it a 9.5 because the information that was given.
I give it an 8 because I feel as though the UFO footage It wasn't compelling to me.
Well-
Maybe 1 or 2 clips.
Well, when the freaking screen's 100 feet high, about 100 feet long, and you're up front, all the pixels are going to be real close to your face.
Okay, fair enough. So maybe when we actually watch it in a smaller screen, we'll understand.
Yeah, I think so. When you're going left or right, your neck going all the way left, all the way right, just to read something, I think that a pixel is going to be about 5 feet by 4 feet.
Okay, fair enough. Now, I do recommend that.
Stupid.
I haven't read the book.
You haven't even thumbed through it yet.
No, but I know that there's a lot of information in it.
Is that shit ton of material from the back of the shitter? No, you can't do that because it's got the signature in it.
I have no idea what we're talking about, Joe. But I will say this: we love what we do. We're going to continue bringing as much information as we can. We're going to continue to go to as many places as we can, and be a part of what's going on in ufology. And while we don't have any answers specifically to the biggest questions,
hopefully one day we would be there we would be part of the unveiling.
That's our goal. And we want to connect the general public to this deep, dark, crazy, ufology world. And I will say, those of us who are involved can be jaded at times. We can be jaded at the volume of information. We can be jaded at the volume of lies and secrecy. But to the average person, they're busy paying their mortgage and their van and taking their kids to soccer and getting the house ready and getting groceries and going to work and saving. Oh, God, here comes Ozzy Osbourne. Anyway, just a thought. Joe and I really encourage people who are kind of, caught in the mundane day-to-day cycle of wake up, do this, go to work, come home.
That's exactly what I did, but until this shit happened with me, I got to see now, like, home life is gone, and you can actually...
When you get out of the rat race, you start to go,
Exactly.
Whoa, there's a phenomenon going on here. It's documented, people are talking about it. We're oblivious to it. We're so busy in our day-to-day lives, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that if one person could wake up at a time and go, okay, hold on a second, let me take a step out of reality. Let me take a step out of religion.
Religion, my life. Well, we're not saying completely, keep your faith, whatever you have.
Of course, I'm not saying, forget your whole life, but I am saying challenge your beliefs, challenge your definition of the world and reality. Ours was in this film Unacknowledged, and so if that's something for you, make sure you watch it. But we're at the end of our probecast tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Emmett.
I'm Joe.
And we are the UFO Bros, and we'll see you guys next time.